hello to my Twitch people and hello to YouTube as well. Banlist season, banlist season, banlist season. I'm pretty sure Magic had a ban list. Master Duel's getting another ban list. Cardfight Vanguard had a ban list. So you know what? Yu-Gi-Oh needs a ban list as well. So I kind of got notified this ban list on Twitter. And then on Facebook, I haven't seen what my friends think about it, but you'll have to let me know now in the comments below what you think about it. And before we jump into that, do make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. You wouldn't know how many of you people who watch my videos do not subscribe to them and do not like them. So click that, hit that thumb button fast and hard to tell me how much you love Yu-Gi-Oh! And love this ban list. If you can call it a ban list. I guess it still is a ban list, but who cares? Make sure you hit it so that the algorithm pushes my video out there more. Want to get that monetization? But anyways, here we go. So, here is the list. We're going to click it. Alright, so Forbidden Unlimited list, October 3rd, 2022. Effective October 3rd. That's when the ban list goes in effect. So that is literally, let me check my calendar, next Monday. So, the stream, we are back in Yu-Gi-Oh! So the next stream we have here at P2 Plays. So if you aren't following us on Twitch, on Twitch, make sure to do so. Ugh. But make sure to do so. That way, of course, you get that fresh content next Saturday when we stream this new ban list. Anyways, let's check it out. Again, this is not my live. I've already seen the ban list. I already have my thoughts. And the first limited card is Fairy Tail Snow. So she gets off the ban list for a little bit, and then she's back on it. Konami realized banishing 7, not a hard once per turn effect, is not good for the game, especially with so many decks being able to play 60 cards, 40 cards. Banishing stuff is very good for them. So Fairy Tail Snow is back on this list yet again. Probably need to be here. Fairy Tail Snow is not a hard once per turn for its effect. So as long as you can have 7 cards in your graveyard at any one time, you can constantly banish it, bring it out, and you can banish cards from your hand as well. So banish the stuff you don't need, and even from your hand, summon her, flip something face down. It's not a hard once per turn, even though she was limited. So a little sad, all those people with OTS 19 packs who got all their Fairy Tail Snows, well, it's back on the ban list. Another new one, Ronin Totem. I'm gonna try to hide it what just came up, but everyone probably knows. Ronin Totem. This makes complete sense for a limit that got put back on the list, which we can have, even though one of the cards that facilitate the deck back in the day is still banned. Very good. But so you can't do that. But this does hit Sprite. Now, there's multiple ways to play Sprite, whether you play Pure, which is not really any way to play Sprite, with the Runics. That's an interesting way to play with the Live Twins. A couple Live Twins getting reprinted in the 10s. But one way is to go into the Frog engine with Ronin Totem, Swap Frog, Dupe Frog, and then Totally Awesome. Totally Awesome being at 3, all of the frogs being at 3. So hitting Ronin Totem really does hurt the Sprite Frog engine, because no longer can you really go into like swap to pitch a Ronin Totem and then pitch some other frog like a dupe or even another swap into your graveyard, so that way you can then facilitate Ronin Totem, or even just using like blue, bring out Ronin Totem, go into by just sending another frog to the graveyard, and then going into Sprite Smash, the rank 2 Sprite. Gigantic Sprite. Going into that, or Elf, or facilitating the entire Sprite combo. Now, I don't think this is going to kill Sprite by any means of the word. Like I said, it's still got the Live Twin engine still fully live, still very viable. That's probably where it's going to evolve now, is into the Live Twin engine, or it can go into the Runic engine. Either engine probably still very strong for Sprite, but I don't think this kills Sprite out of the meta. I think this just evolves Sprite away from the frogs, which kind of hurts, because I really like the frogs, and now that Ronin Totem's kind of now banned, it does kind of hurt Totally Awesome. Though I think a lot of decks can still play Totally Awesome. And he's finally there, where he deserves to be. How 𝐑𝐒𝐈𝐃, Mr. Needle Dick himself, as all my friends call him, is finally on the ban list. Wow, it just took since his release to get on the ban list. He's dodged it, got limited, and got limited, which pretty much is dodging it, because pretty much every deck played him at 1 of. Sure, some decks played him at 2, do a little bit of this and that, but most decks played him as a 1 of. So, I mean, limiting him did absolutely nothing. Congratulations. Finally, he's here. It's going to be very interesting how a lot of decks who went into 𝐒𝐍𝐈𝐃 combos, like some of my friends play ritual piles, so they need 𝐒𝐍𝐈𝐃 to continue extending combo lines. It's going to be very interesting to see how this evolves. But 𝐒𝐍𝐈𝐃's here. He's finally gone, but it's very interesting. So you'll see a few limits that, a few cards that are coming off the ban to the limit that make complete sense now that 𝐒𝐍𝐈𝐃 is gone. But yeah, he's here. He's here. Finally, 𝐒𝐍𝐈𝐃 is no more. The Chaos Ruler, the chaotic magical dragon rank, he's a Synchro 8. You mill the top 5 of your deck. You add either a light or dark to your hand. I'm not exactly sure what decks are using him to go and facilitate his combo, and also you can banish a light and a dark to special summon him back to the field, but I'm pretty sure he's banished when he leaves. I actually don't know the full effect. Very interesting to see him get banned. I'm not exactly sure what decks were facilitating him, because it's not Sword Soul. Sword Soul is not spending one of their synchros for him. So I'm not exactly completely 100% sure what facilitates this Chaos Ruler. But yeah, okay, he's gone. All right, well, hey, congratulations. I don't know what decks this hurts or how this evolves the meta, but all right. Continuing down the line, no new XYZs, and you're going to see right here, there is no new spells. Once again, Mystic Mine breezes past the ban list. The OCG realized how horrible it is, and they banned it straight out. Master Duel was so much nicer with it. So, it's gone. It's not here. It's not going to be in the limits either, folks, or the semi-limits. It's not on this ban list. Another year, Mystic Mine just dodges the ban list altogether. I'm impressed. Multiple decks were winning YCSs and top Konami events with Mystic Mine. I think even a Mystic Mine burn deck won a top. And you're telling me that it's not going to be on this list. Nowhere is it going to be on this list. Nowhere. Not even a limit. I would have taken it limited. I would have taken a 1 Mystic Mine. So, sure, I'm going to have friends and commenters that are going to be like, well, Tyler, you can just simply out it. Yeah, you can if you have the outs in your main deck. But not a lot of decks are building with the outs. Now, I believe this is going to probably warp the meta to putting a lot more outs in your main deck to out Mystic Mine. But the problem with that, it increases your deck count a lot, because now you're going to have to jam in on those engines on your deck. Now you're going to have to jam in all your outs as well to out Mystic Mine. Now, sure, you can still have the side deck. It's still very legal to out it and all that, but I think it needed to be on this ban list and need to go to 1 or need to get banned. I don't like playing against it. I don't like the philosophy of having to jam cards to beat it in your main deck. I don't know. Maybe it's because I haven't used it a lot, and truth be told, I don't think I'm getting burned by a lot, but seeing friends get burned by it, seeing games get decided by it, yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. Though it is fun when I'm not on the receiving end and I'm just on the talking end, but I think it's not healthy for the game. And the last limit is Red Reboot. Everyone's been screaming about Red Reboot go to be banned. There you go. The reason, Outlich and the Labyrinth. They want to sell the Labyrinth stuff, so best way to sell the Labyrinth stuff, which is a trap-based deck, is you have to get rid of a card that basically nullifies the trap deck. Now, you pay half your life points activated from your hand. It's a counter trap card, which means it's spell speed 3. There's nothing that can chain to it, unless it's another spell speed 3 card. And yeah, so for a lot of trap decks, this was game ending, because literally if your opponent went for the OTK on that turn, that's only what it was used for. If you're going to try to attempt to go for OTK, your opponent triggers a trap card, you trigger Red Reboot to stop that trap, and then your opponent gets a set a trap. Sure, that's nice, but the problem is normally you're going to go for the game then and there, because giving your opponent another set and letting them reset their card isn't exactly great. But most of the time, what Red Reboot has been used for is so that they can quickly Red Reboot to protect from the back row from any trap cards, and then go for game. That's what Red Reboot is for. To go for those OTK, go for those pushes, go for the game. But seeing it here, that's really nice, especially for anyone wanting to pick up the Labyrinth stuff now. You now never have to fear getting Red Rebooted. Now, sure, you still have to fear back row removal cards, but there's like Lord of the Heavenly Thunder, the Heavenly Lord for that. There's other ways to protect back row. There's plenty of ways to now protect back row. Can we get Heavy Storm back? That'd be really cool. But anyways, that is the bans. I don't know. I really don't know. I like Snow being back. I think she shouldn't come off the list. This is very abusable. It's not if she can come off the list if she has a hard once per turn, meaning that you can't abuse her to go to the graveyard, bring her back out again. If she had a hard once per turn effect, I wouldn't mind it. Sure, the Book of the Moon effect is very annoying, but if she's a hard once per turn, it's pretty much easy to stop. Your opponent can't use her to combo. Rotototem's here for the sprites. That makes complete sense. They're trying to, axe one of the sprite engines, even though I think sprites are just going to easily evolve into another engine. 𝐒𝐍𝐸, he's finally here where he belongs. This man facilitates so much in the game. Just facilitates so much. Not mentioning he's very good for scythe locks. Go 𝐒𝐍𝐸, bring out anyone. You keep 𝐒𝐍𝐸, then you go to the TG Wonder Magician. TG Wonder Magician to pop your scythe. And then scythe come out, scythe lock your opponent. So this is really nice that you don't have to worry about that TG Hyper Librarian. It's not TG Wonder Magician, not Hyper Librarian. Wonder Magician coming out and scythe locking you. Chaos Ruler, I don't know why he's here. Interesting nonetheless. But he does facilitate a few combos. Putting a lot of things in your graveyard. Getting a light or a dark to your hand. I think maybe Runic is using him, but I don't know. I've never seen many Runic builds, if at all. Red Reboot makes complete sense with Labyrinth now running around in the format. But I think, without a doubt, one card should have been here, and I think it should have been Mystic Mine. Well, it's not here. Let's look at the limits. Well, this is very interesting. So, Black Dragon, Blackwing Steam the Cloak, and Cyber Jar. Now, this is very interesting. So first, let's talk about Blackwing Steam the Cloak. Blackwing Steam the Cloak is a token generator used originally in the very, very early era of Links, when Link summoning was like miserably slow. Like there was very few Link decks, and you basically just needed the Link monsters or Link to get some monster that had Link arrows pointing to other locations so you could facilitate your extra deck. That's why he got banned. He was basically the quickest way to facilitate Link combos. It makes sense that he's now back at 1. They're testing the waters with 1. That's only what they do, is bring something out the Forbidden List and turn it back to 1 to test the waters of a format. I don't think he's going to make a splash in the format. I know Blackwings are getting a whole bunch more support, so maybe that's the reason he's coming off the ban list, to sell that Blackwing support. Probably Konami is a business after all. But nowadays, with so many Link-based decks now speed linking through it, and not in this slow early era, very little Link monsters, very little ability to summon Link monsters. It makes complete sense that now he can come back to 1, because we're in such a different era of Link summoning. There's so many ways to Link summon now, and there's so many more Link monsters. And plus, a lot of Link monsters now can't even use tokens to Link summon into them. They had to be either effect monsters, non-tokens, or something like that. Sure, we have a lot of Link monsters that still can use tokens, but I think we're way past that era of such a slow build up to a Link monster. Anyways, Cyberjar. If you've never seen what this card does, on flip, it just blows up the field, and you look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Then you can add all the monsters, all your cards in your hand, and you can summon the monsters that you mill off that, either in a face-up attack or face-down defense position. I want to make sure I said that exactly right. All right, Cyberjar. Flip, destroy all monsters on the field, then both players reveal the top 5 cards from their deck, then special summon all revealed level 4 or lower monsters in face-up attack position or face-down defense position. Also add any remaining cards to their hand. Alright, I'm trying to think what this is. Now, I don't think you can go empty jar, FTKs or OTKs like that. Morphing jar is at 1, and fiber jar is not in the game, and cyber jar is at 1. Unless we can figure out a way to constantly summon back a cyber jar and constantly keep it flipped face down, I don't think he's going to make a splash. It's like 𝐒𝐍𝐉𝐻𝐿 came off the list. Everyone's like, oh, 𝐒𝐍𝐉𝐻𝐿. Now we're going to have to deal with 𝐒𝐿 lock. I never got 𝐒𝐿 locked. I don't think any competitive player in the world got 𝐒𝐿 locked. Again, we're not in the format where it's T-set pass. We're not in early Yu-Gi-Oh! You can't spend a turn going T-set pass. That's not how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is today. We are a combo-centric style. Now, yes, maybe a stall deck can use this. Oh, look, Mystic Mind. Actually, funny enough, Mystic Mind Burn can use this because they're a stall-style deck. This is mostly for stall and very rogue decks. We'll have to see if it makes a splash in Mystic Mind Burn decks or anything with Mystic Mind attached to it. We'll have to see if that's how Cyber Jar is going to go. I can already see this card pretty much spiking crazy from being banned now to limited. But we'll have to see how it is, because like I said, not a lot of players are going to, like 𝐒𝐿, spend a normal summon on 𝐒𝐿 to attack their opponent for 200 points and block them from a draw, when there's enough cards in the physical game that now search everything. It's like Time Seal going to 1. Congratulations, you stopped your opponent from drawing for 1 turn. Great. I didn't stop me from searching my deck for all the pieces I need. But yeah, so Cyber Jar is going to be very interesting. Like I said, I don't think players are going to spend their normal summon on a Cyber Jar, but there are decks that are probably going to abuse Cyber Jar. But again, it is your 1 normal summon for the turn, and a lot of competitive decks right now can't just spend their normal summoning on setting a Cyber Jar, and not mentioning that you have to flip it face up. So the only way to do that is you yourself, a card effect, or it being attacked if it's destroyed by a card. So battle, a card effect, like a card effect that flips it face up, not a card destruction card effect, or you doing it yourself on your next turn. But yeah, a card effect that's on destruction does not flip Cyber Jar. Destruction card effects on face down monsters do not cause flip effects to trigger, because the monster does not get flipped face up. It just simply goes boom, dies, goes to the graveyard. Like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, for instance, when it runs in on the start of, it could just pay 1,000 life. It could just send the face down monster, defense position monster to the graveyard. Doesn't cause flip effects because it just goes attacks defense position monster before damage step. So before damage, you trigger the effect to send it to the graveyard and then deal 1,000 damage to your opponent. So you don't even go to damage check. So it's going to be very interesting how this Cyber Jar goes with. I think I have a couple friends who are probably going to poke around with Cyber Jar. O-Lion is back. Mecha Phantom Beast. Beast O-Lion. Makes complete sense. This was a strong card that 𝐒𝐏𝐈𝐒 went into to continue 𝐒𝐏𝐈𝐒 combo lines and then go into Aurora Dawn, as I've known from Master Duel. But yeah, it makes sense. It's back because truth be told, it was being abused by 𝐒𝐏𝐈𝐒. With him now gone, doesn't matter. Subzitoad. All right, so I never played when Subzitoad FTK was ever around. Now, Mass Driver, which facilitated that combo, is gone. So Subzitoad can. I will actually let's read Subzitoad. I know I've seen what the deck does. The Subzitoad FTK, but I don't think this is gonna matter. So Subzitoad, you can tribute 1 monster special summon 1 frog monster from your deck except Frog the Jam. Frog monsters except Frog the Jam cannot be destroyed by battle. So basically what you would do is that you just facilitate through your entire deck with using Subzitoad and some other frog cards. And he was not a once per turn, by the way. He's a soft. So as long as you have a Subzitoad up, you can do it. So yeah, so the Frog FTK was using Subzitoad and Mass Driver to deal mass damage. With Ronin Toaded now banned, I think this can come back to 1. I don't think it's going to make a splash. I don't think everyone's going to go back to, ooh, Frog FTK. No, wait, I can't do it anymore because, it's at 1 of. I think you need 3 of to actually do the combos. Or maybe 1 of, I'm not exactly sure, but I think you needed Ronin Toaded at least to be at 3 to do this combo. And you needed Mass Driver. Mass Driver's banned? Ronin Tonen's banned. I doubt Subnishode is going to do anything. Now, I could be completely wrong down line in the future after this video is released, and Subnishode is just making splashes everywhere. And the next ban list, Subnishode's back forbidden. But I don't know, really. I can't say. All I know is I didn't live in the Frog FTK, and I don't think the Frog FTK can come back. We don't have Ronin Tonen, we don't have Mass Driver, which facilitated the combo, which facilitated the FTK. And Fishboard Blaster, we don't have Fishboard Blaster either, which also facilitated the FTK. So we don't have cards that can facilitate this FTK anymore. Going down the line, nothing limited for fusions, links, synchros. I wish this would come back to 2, but I can understand why it's going to stay at 1 forever. Nothing in the 𝐒𝐍𝐍's spells. We do have a new one, Spellbook of Judgment, and there is a trap down there. It's a little interesting. I have my theories. Let's talk about it. So Spellbook of Judgment is very interesting. So Master Duel recently also limited it, thanks to their little structure deck they released. So I have a theory that I think this is going to get reprinted. There's no reason why Spellbook of Judgment would be back. I don't think Spellbook FTKs and OTKs are going to be viable much in the future. It's heavily reliant on your normal summon. Yes, there's still anti-spell fragrance to stop Spellbook. There's still ways to do it. Master Demion is still banned, but you could still throw probably a very interesting Spellbook deck back together. We'll have to see how this actually does it, because I've seen a lot of Spellbook decks in Master Duel recently, as of this recording. So it's very interesting. Maybe it's getting reprinted. Maybe it's actually releasing an OTS 20. Maybe that's why it's coming out. We don't actually know what's an OTS 20 as of yet. I don't know. But I think this is just a money push, and I think we're so past Spellbook era that I think it's just Spellbook, I think is just way too slow to deal with the fast-paced meta we're in. Though it is still a very annoying deck to play. And Pointer of the Red Lotus. I don't know. This makes no sense. So what this card does is that you pay 200 points. So you set it, pay 200 points, activate it. You reveal your hand. So you must have a hand to reveal to your opponent. You pay 200 life points. You look at your opponent's hand. You take one card. You banish it until their next draw or standby phase. Just next turn. Period. Next turn. Next turn, some phase, did you get it? So basically, you could activate it in their their standby phase or draw phase to take a card, rip a card out of their hand. But again, you have to have a hand and you have to pay 200 life points to use it. I don't know. Is this because Labyrinth? Because Labyrinth is such a trap-heavy deck? Why is this? I mean, I don't even know if this ever has been on the ban list. I don't get the limit here. I've rarely seen it even at my locals. I don't even think competitive players use it. So where is this coming from? Is this because Labyrinth? Is it because Eldritch? By the way, Eldritch didn't see any hits either, so he's still at full power. Go crazy. But I think he's a little too slow nowadays. But he's still a trap-heavy deck. But I don't get Red Lotus going to 1. Let me know down in the comments. What are your thoughts on this? Semi-limits. It's still the same. I'm not trying to show you. I'll try to show you it here. I can't show it to you. So anyways, we're just going to scroll down. Congratulations. There they all are. Malicious is still at 2. He needs to stay at 2. Nothing else. Fire Mention Tenki. I think he come back to 3. I don't think Tri Brigade came back to full power. Zootry ever reappeared. And Pot of Desires, why is this still semi-limited? What, so everyone can't complain that Pot of Desires draw 2 more Pot of Desires? This has to be because Pot of Prosperity got reprinted, and they're still trying to sell the 10s with the Pot of Prosperities in them. That's my guess. I don't get it. I don't care. I want this back to 3. Pot of Desires is doing nothing in the meta. I want it for Grand Machu. That's it. So let's talk about some of these unlimits, because I'm a little odd about it. So first off, the True Draco stuff, Dynamite Knight, the True Draco fighter. Congratulations, it can be back at 3. True, that isn't going to suddenly mean spur of True Draco players appearing out of nowhere. Sure, but this deck is so slow, and so reliant on its back row that back row removal basically just screws this deck over hard. It screws the deck hard. because they need their cards. So bringing Dynamite back to 3, as long as Masterpiece never comes back, we're perfectly fine. Cyber Angel Ben 10. What is this for? Does Konami not realize that Drytron is still very viable in this meta? Drytron is still a very strong deck, still running a Herald card that's still very annoying. Now, yes, I don't think Drytron has the power it had when Eva was still at 3, when Ben 10 was more of a way to help facilitate into the Eva combo. But Ben 10's still very strong. It's still a fairy type. No, it's a machine. It's still a very strong card that's not a hard once per turn. It's a soft once per turn effect. So it's just inviting Drytron to try to invent themselves back into the game. Shooting Riser Dragons back as well. I'm pretty sure this is because of a 60 card decks with Rocks Rose and Red Rose, and I have no idea why it even got limited in the first place. So congratulations, it got limited and shot itself right back up to unlimited. It is an annoying card to deal with because it always brings itself back and it's a quick effect negate. But anyways, yeah, it's annoying. Fusion Destiny's back at 3. Congratulations. Well, Anaconda's gone, so now you have 33% chance of drawing one of your Fusion Destinies that can get hit with Ash and the amount of hand traps that we now have to stop cards like this. So, yeah, Fusion Destiny's back at 3. The Dear Servant's back at 3. Yeah, I don't think Dogmatica is really doing much anymore. But it's in. Light Stage is back at 3. Trickstars are at full power. Trickstars have everything back. Now, I don't think Trickstar burn decks are going to come back anytime soon, but I'll probably be surprised, and next thing you know, it's Mystic Mind Trickstar burn. Congratulations for us all, I guess. And then Wall of Revealing Light, yeah, it didn't really do anything when it was semi-limited. Much like, I think, Fusion Destiny, Nadir Servant, Trickstar Light Stage weren't doing anything. I think Ben 10 is not exactly a great comeback to 3. I'll have to see if Drytron re-abuses it. The Dynamite Fighter, I think he's perfectly fine. It's not True Draco's not going to make a comeback out of this. The Shooting Riser Dragon, I didn't even know why I got limited. I think it got limited for some random 60 card decks. Now it's back. Congratulations. Have fun. Wall of Revealing Light, it's paid so many life points to stop the attack of monsters. Oh, wait, it's a continuous trap card that can be destroyed by any amount of back row removal we have in this game. And you just paid your life points to die a little quicker. I don't think it's happening either. I think coming back to 3 is perfectly fine. No one's going to play this. No one's going to play a card that negs my life points, that dies to every single back row removal, and any cards that target or destroy back row, unless you somehow protect the face-up trap card. Maybe one day we'll find a card that does it. But yeah, semi-limit, the unlimits, nothing got semi-limited. It was either limited, banned, limited, or unlimited. That was it. No semi-limits. Then again, I've always said the semi-limits, I think, could either be at 1 or 3. I think the only one that deserves to sit at semi-limit is Malicious, and that's really it. I think Malicious at 1 is useless. Malicious at 3 is broken. 2 is exactly right. But, yeah, so, interesting list. Final thoughts? Mystic Mind needed to be here. I don't understand some of the hits. You have to let me down in the comments why they got hit. What's your theories on why they got hit? I'm not a heavy competitive player. I like 𝐂𝐍𝐶. He's now gone. I wish Red Brute is gone. Nice. It means I can play Labyrinth without ever worrying about it. Steam Cloak, he's not going to make much of an impact except for all the Blackwing players. Cyberjar is very interesting how he evolves the meta. O-line was because of Hulk. Subzatoad, I don't think it's going to make a splash in anything. He might try to make a splash in oddly, he might try to make a splash in Frog Sprite, but I really don't think so. I think Frog Sprite's going to have a whole lot harder time being played. Spellbook of Judgment, I don't think it's going to matter. I doubt it. I feel like this is getting a reprint here soon, or in one of the new OTS, and they're like, we got to sell this OTS pack somehow. Spellbook of Judgment, OT rare. I probably called it too. Point of Red Lotus, I have no idea why it's here, and I think Benton's the only one I'm questionable. I feel Fusion Destiny can come back to 3. I haven't seen many decks running around with DPE lately. But other cards I didn't see. No Call by the Grave. People have demanded that get banned. That's not banned. There's nothing of the Adventure Engine. The Adventure Engine walked freely clean. There is no semi-limits, no limits, no nothing. You can run 3 Rite of Amasir, 3 Water Enchantress, run your 1 Faithful Adventure, your couple Griffins, and your 1 of Draco back. But yeah, overall, it's a very interesting list, if you call it a list. There's no Mystic Mine, which I think should have been on the list, and really, that's my last choice. I think it would have been on the list. I think maybe Adventure needed to go semi-limit. I think Adventure needed to be semi-limited. I think it really works semi-limited in Master Duel. But, well, at least it makes now 100% sure that I'll be picking up my Adventure Engine. Water Enchantress is just cheap. It's just the Rite of the Amasir that's expensive. Everything else is relatively cheap. But yeah, I'm glad Snow's back where she belongs, banned, broken. But we'll have to see how exactly this evolves. With Drytron now having Benton back at 3, Cyberjaw being in the format, no Mystic Mine free and clear to run around like crazy. Yeah, I really have no idea. Labyrinth and Eldritch not going to run around free of charge. But yeah, you'll have to let me know down in the comments down below your thoughts on the ban list, what you wanted to see in the ban list, and all that. And once again, make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, get notified when my videos go live for you. And we thank you here at Mama Dragons TCG and Miniatures.